an interesting Labor Day weekend. It started out last Friday with a lot of yard sales and garage sales, and then it's continued on through the day with some very special deals today. And I want to show you some of the items that I picked up for my collection of antique bottles and various items, because there were some fantastic deals. I'm back to where I'm not going out in the field very much to look for relics or artifacts, because my back once again is acting up, and I probably am looking at, well, they're going to do nerve blocks first, and if that doesn't work, I'll be looking at another back surgery. But that's okay, God's good and everything. But I'm going to show you some pieces that I think are really awesome, cool, and so let's get to it. Well, the first thing I want to show you is two framed newspaper pages. These are from 1902, and they are from the Saginaw Evening News, Saturday, October 18th, 1902. Being that they're from the town here, city where I live, they were particularly interesting to me. And there are a lot of interesting ads and little news pieces that I'll probably be using some of these little news pieces for stories that I'm going to do coming up. So there was that one. And then there's also this one, which again is from the same newspaper. But again, fascinating old advertisements, scarlet stoves and ranges. I've dug up ornamental pieces of those in many different places. So there's a lot of things here that I will be using in videos later on, but these I would have picked up whether I was doing videos or not, because they're from Saginaw, and I love Saginaw, Michigan history. It has a long and rich history, both prehistorically and historically. So I thought those were both really super cool additions. Oh yeah, they were $1 a piece. That's the best part. Not really the best part. The best part is the history. But when you can pick it up reasonably, that's awesome too. Now, over the years in hunting artifacts and bottles, I've often dug up apothecary bottles, but they've been always smashed to pieces. The glass is thinner, I think, than on a lot of the bottles that were put out there to be used to sell commercially products. But there was a box at this estate sale here, only a block away from my house, and in that box was a collection of antique apothecary bottles. Some of them are not in the best of condition, but they are all in fascinating condition. Let me start back here with this one. Now, this one was for Tinctura NF, Arnica and Arnica, spelled two different ways. I'm not sure what the product was. Now, this bottle, it had been, these were all from a pharmacy here in Saginaw on the west side. You'll notice they have the ground inside the ground neck, and then the stopper is also ground, and they seal really nicely that way. This one has damage on it around the rim, but again, what I got them for, it didn't matter, and if I would have ever dug one up even in that condition, I would have been excited about it. A couple of these were hand blown. I'll show you those in a minute. Now here's another one. It has a different kind of stopper on it, the round stopper, but again it's ground. This one is 1870s, 1880s era, and the product was H2O with food coloring, so water with food coloring. Very nice piece. Again, there's no damage on this piece, and on this side it has the inset for a label to go there, but then again it has the paper label on the outside. Not the outside, they're both on the outside, but it has the paper label on the other side. Now, here's one. This is a nice bottle, a really nice one. The label's mostly gone, but I can see that it's from West Side Saginaw. Again, the ground glass, which seals nicely, and just really nice antique apothecary bottles. And it makes it even that much more interesting to me that they were used here in Saginaw, Michigan. Now this one has the pondle on the bottom that was ground off, so that would have been hand blown, and this is in very good condition. It's got the ground glass again, both on the stopper and on in the neck of the jar or bottle itself. Very nice piece. I keep looking off to the side because I have 4 cats out here playing while I'm trying to do this. This one doesn't have a stopper, but it was for acetone. It would have had, has the ground neck again. This has marked on the bottoms TCW Company USA, 1L2. Nice, fat bottle, just really cool. And then there's this little one. Again, the same thing, the ground glass and the stopper. This one has imperfections in the glass, which bottle collectors all like to see that. I like to see that. They're fun to look at. And then there was one stopper that was loose. It doesn't fit any of the bottles. But I'm going to put some more on here, and I'll be back with, let me tell you about this first. This kerosene lamp, it says made in U.S. of America, and it has beautiful hand painting on it, both sides, and this lifts out, and this raises here to be able to raise the wick, of course, and also to raise the rim for, I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but I have an amethyst glass globe out in the garage when I find it that will work perfectly with this, and it will match the amethyst color on the flowers, and in the background a little bit of cleaning, and this is going to look beautiful. Now this grouping of bottles is more common than the Apothecary bottles, but they are interesting nonetheless. Now here's a Watkins green color mixture. This is probably 1920s. It is a screw cap. This is embossed on it is the J.R. Watkins Company, and then it has most of the nice label on it. So that's a nice addition there. And then this small blue one, Gil, my buddy Gil, who knows a lot more about antique bottles than I do, said that this was probably shoe polish. I like the aqua color of it, and the seam line only goes up to here, so the neck and lip were applied separately. I think Gil said that dates it back to the 1870s. And this one looks very much like a bleach bottle, but it's not. It has the milligrams marked on the side, graduating upwards. This is not as old as the other ones. This has the seam going right up to the rim or to the lip here. So this probably is more closer to 1900, 1920 era, but this probably would have been used in an apothecary also. But a nice bottle in very good condition. This is just plain white, clear glass. Still nice, no flaws in it. Again, the seam goes up to the rim of the bottle, so it's probably 1900 or shortly thereafter. This is a nice one. I like the taller bottles, and this is an older one again. The seam up to here, so that probably 1870s, 1880s. Buffalo, New York is embossed on one side, and on the other side, the R.V. Pierce, M.D. Doesn't say the, it says R.V. Pierce, M.D. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's a very nice bottle. And then this one has that light aqua color, and this is from Woodbury, New Jersey. Again, this one is the 1870s, 1880s. The seam goes up to here. On this side it says L.M. Green Proprietor or Prop. And again, Woodbury, New Jersey. Nice bottle. These are all in really good condition too. They don't have any major problems. And this one is a shaker bottle. Has the small opening. Probably had cologne or aftershave or something for men. I could picture that being used in a barber shop back in the day. Nice stylized bottle, probably 1900, 1920s era. So that was the rest of the bottles that I was able to get at that. Now this piece is the only one that really cost me more than I would typically spend at a yard sale or an estate sale on an item. They wanted $30 for it, and they came down to $20. And this is a hand-carved wooden dough bowl, and it is walnut, and it is extremely heavy. This was purchased by the lady selling it to me in New England. She wasn't sure where in New England, but felt that it might be Native American. Whether if it was Native American, it is even that much more special to me because it reminds me of something my dear friend Jerry Wagner had carved many, many years ago, and he replicated Native American artifacts from this area in Michigan that were no longer available because they had rotted away over the years in the ground, but they had descriptions of them from the Jesuit missionaries who came into Michigan early on. At any rate, so it could be Native American. I'm going to go with that belief that it is. As I said, it was a dough bowl. It sits higher on one end like they do, and the door on the other. I'm going to turn this, and it is heavy. Okay, now you can see that the four legs are there. These two are lower than these ones, and I don't understand why, but that's how dough bowls were made, higher at one end. Maybe it was easier to knead the dough or whatever you're making in it that way. But a beautiful piece, and it is, if it is Native American, I would say it's vintage, probably 1900 in that era. But very nice condition, very nice rim around the top. Now, when I set this on the floor in the living room, the first thing that happened is my one cat Comet hopped into it and fell asleep in it. So they may be using it as a bed while it is on display also. But a beautiful piece, and I was very, very happy to add it to my collection, and I hope that you have enjoyed looking at it. Wonderful grain, wonderful grain. Just really a special piece. So now here's something really interesting. This estate sale it was in an old Victorian house about a block away from me, at most a block, city block. And I went to the gas station today to get money out of the ATM. And while I was there, I met the man who him and his wife were having the sale. And he said that he had planned on coming down to the house here to let me know that at 12 o'clock today, everything that was left there was free. Everything that was left was free. So my buddy Bill was with me, and we went over there, and just amazing stuff. And a lot of it was, newer stuff that I could use. One thing that I got there that I thought was just an astronomically good deal. I was never going to buy another TV set because, well, David and I watch everything we want on the computer monitor. But they had a 55-inch Samsung flat screen TV and no price on it. So I thought, well, that's going to be way out of my price range. This was before the free day. But I asked them what they wanted for it, and they wanted $40 for it. It was a year old, works beautifully, and so I'm now using that not only to watch programs on, but to work on my YouTube videos on. And it was like, I saw, it just was astronomical in my mind when I looked at some of my videos and saw how they looked. So everything was big. From here up, shots from here up, it was bigger than life. So it is truly a blessing though. And anyways, I did pick up quite a few free things today, and so did Gil. A bike, a 1970s Huffy 3-speed bike, for free, and it is in really great shape. So it's been a fun Labor Day weekend. It's been a different sort of Labor Day weekend. But I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at these things with me. If you have any comments on any of the things, but especially on the dough bowl, I would love to hear your comments. If you have any information that you can share with me, it'd really increase the background I could give to this piece and provenance. So thank you again. Hope you enjoyed. God bless you all. I hope you've had a safe Labor Day weekend. I love you all very much, and I'll see you again real soon, God willing. Later.